Campioni, Fernando Alonso, the youngest Formula One world champion ever, drinking deep, and doesn't he deserve it? Third equals first today. Confirmation of the result of the Brazilian Grand Prix. A 1-2 for McLaren, their first in 5 years. Alonso third, good enough to win the World Championship. Michael Schumacher fourth. He's involved in the right dogfight with Montoya at the moment. Fisichella fifth in the second Renault. Then Barrichello, Brazilian, his last drive in Sao Paulo for the Ferrari. Button lapped seventh, and Ralf Schumacher the last point scorer. Let's take a look at how things look. 2 races to go then, a maximum of 20 points, and that is why Alonso can claim the championship today. Montoya and Michael Schumacher neck and neck. Fisichella a couple ahead of Trulli, neck and neck as well. Rubens Barrichello and Ralf Schumacher, and Button just ahead of the unfortunate Mark Webber today. Before we talk about Fernando Alonso, Tony, let's talk about the start of this race, and the Williams, who had the greatest day of the season here last year. Well, the whole race compromised, really, both Williams cars.
It was a very difficult one. It looked to me from the aerial shots like David Coulthard was poking his nose in where he shouldn't have done. But as he told us afterwards, Pete Sonia seemed to have moved across on him. You can see from this aerial shot how he was compromised in the middle, because there's DC in the middle, just on the gantry. He was looking for a spot. Pete Sonia then takes out the innocent party, which is Webber. But this, of course, brought out the safety car and then compressed the field. And after that, we had, you know, the instant going through. There you see it again. And that's Pete Sonia off, one of 3 Brazilians already out of the Grand Prix. And truly just avoiding action there as well. But, you know, tremendous battle then once the safety car had gone in. And this is actually Kimi going past as well. He was in good form, but not problems with his neck.
And very quickly after the safety car, we saw Fernando Alonso getting overtaken by the race winner, Juan Pablo Montoya, just underlining that McLaren have the best car.
Yeah, there's no question, but this was the thing that Alonso said and Renault said, you know, we've updated the package, the aerodynamics, the engine, we're really going to attack. They did, and try as they could. Still, there was a load of fuel on both of those McLarens, and the Renault came in much earlier than we thought, but they got that wonderful third place, and they got the championship. And the great thing is Alonso's dad is here as well. His dad, Luis, is here. He's an explosives expert in a diamond mine, would you believe it?
OK, I think we can have a quick word with the fellow who took a little comfort break as the race was holding up right at the end there. Flavio Briatore.
Flavio, a moving moment for you.
Yeah, much better now, and not the start of the race, this is sure. Great, you know, after 4 years, winning a championship is great.
Few tense moments up on that pit wall?
No, it's okay. I need to go to pee.
Again, thank you, Flavio.
Yes, you see, he says all along, other teams have bigger budgets, but over the whole season, we have done the best job.
Yeah, because he's been a campaigner for Cotton Cuss, and he's had 800 people, but he spends money in absolutely the right place. And they built a car to win the championship for speed and reliability. You can't question that reliability of the Renault. And by the way, this is the first time Renault have done it as a constructor, engine and chassis. They won 15 races together with Prost and so on, but it's the first time they've done it. OK, Tony, thank you. A 1-2 in the race, but they've taken the lead in the Constructors' Championship, but they've seen Fernando Alonso win the world title. Here's the McLaren boss, Ron Dennis.
Congratulations, Ron. A totally dominant performance, and finally you've got that 1-2, first in 5 years.
Indeed, but still a bit sad. I would like to go into the last races with some chance of winning the drivers, but Alonso did a good job, deserves to be world champion. And now we'll concentrate on the constructors. It's great to have a 1-2. Great race by both drivers. They raced until after the last pit stop, and they were absolutely equal in everything they had. So I'm pleased for both of them with the outcome.
Well, that result today also has put you into the lead in the Constructors' Championship. I'm sure that hadn't slipped your notice.
No, it hasn't, but I don't know how many points by, but very pleased to be there.
Do you think that you can clinch that one?
Well, there's 4 races, you know, 2 races, anything can happen, but we do it a step at a time. It's nice to have a 1-2 here.
Well done.
Yeah. Thank you.
They will battle hard for the Constructors' Championship in the concluding 2 races of the season. A final word from you on Fernando Alonso. The clever card player paid the perfect hand today.
Well, I think it says it all that the King of Spain he's going to get a very special award on October the 21st for being the prime sportsman in Spain. And he's introduced a sport to, he's brought this whole sport of Formula 1, he's brought Spain alive. He's an absolute hero, and Emerson Fittipaldi is right. Emerson was the hero of his era in the 70s. He is now. He's a superstar.
Tony Jardine, thank you very much indeed. Let me just mark your card with what is coming up here on ITV Sport this week. We have a Champions Tuesday, Manchester United against Benfica, ITV1, 7:30 on ITV2, Arsenal in Amsterdam from 7 on Thursday. Also on 2, Everton with that massive task on their hands against Dinamo Bucharest. Matt Neal all set to claim his British Touring Cars title, the last race at Branchat, 3:30 ITV1 next Sunday. Tonight our highlights 11:35, Japanese Grand Prix next and at fortnight qualifying, midnight on the Saturday, race live from 5:30 Sunday morning, rerun at 2, and the highlights are at midnight. Okay then, we have a new record-breaking world champion, a young man in a hurry called Fernando Alonso. Good night from Brazil.
F1 on ITV, sponsored by LG.
If you'd like to know more about Formula One, the website sponsored